Ready?
1, 2,
3.
3.
Say, build it. Sound money. Okay, it's ugly old golden Esther here. And we're going to be a Bitcoin teaching moment.
Okay.
13-year-old, soon to be 14. Tomorrow's her birthday. I don't know if we'll do a show tomorrow or not.
Okay, I want to do a show on my birthday.
Okay. Well, this should be fun. I hope I can do this effectively. But we want to hopefully teach Esther about why Bitcoin is slow on purpose, why layers exist, and why not everything should be on the base layer of Bitcoin. Okay. And she's worked in a retail store, knows how things work, and she's done Lightning and done some other. She understands a little bit about Bitcoin. So let me ask you this question. Do you think Bitcoin should be able to do millions of payments per second, just like Visa? You've been in the store and you've done Visa, and you know every store in the plaza can do Visa payments. But none of them take Bitcoin, right? They just one does, right?
Yeah, because not all the stores, it's not like if you come here to Ensenada and visit, it's not like you're going to find a lot of stores that accept Bitcoin, because normally it depends, because a lot of people can use it, but they really don't know how to use it. They don't know how it works, and they say, oh no, I know, but they really don't know how it works, and they pay it with that.
Right, and they don't want to sit around. They want to buy something. Right, so they need to use their money. They don't need to sit here and be educated for years and years and years. Okay. Well, what do you think would happen if everybody tried to use Bitcoin at the same time? I mean, everybody in the store can use Visa, okay? And everybody in Ensenada can use Visa. But do you think there could be a problem if everybody wanted to use Bitcoin, like in the whole world?
No.
Huh?
So. Because it can be like, because a lot of people don't use Bitcoin in the right way.
Right. Well, did you know that Bitcoin only
few persons can use it, not all the persons.
Right, but you probably don't know this. Do you know that Bitcoin only clears about every 10 minutes on an average? In other words, every 10 minutes you can't do a transaction. You have to wait.
Yeah, you cannot be paying
and it might take 10 minutes and it might take 2 hours. You never know, but the average is about 10 minutes. I don't know if you knew that.
No,
you've never used it. You've never been on the base layer. You use Lightning, and that's almost like Visa. Okay, so you understand that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but you understand there's another layer. Lightning's not Bitcoin.
Yeah, Lightning is the other.
It's on the top of Bitcoin. Okay.
There's more faster.
Okay. So what do you think would happen if everybody tried to use it at the same time? I can tell you what would happen. It won't work. Because, well, first of all, everybody's going to be waiting every 10 minutes at least.
And they
just want a cup of coffee. You don't want to wait 10 minutes to get your cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, now imagine this. Imagine there's a small town with one very strong road. In other words, it's really built. Strong foundation, but it's really sound. It's super safe. It never breaks, and everybody trusts it. And the only problem with the road is they only let people travel on it every 10 minutes. And then everybody can go through it, and everybody that uses that has to be counted. So what happens is it doesn't take a very big computer to count. That road's never going to break, and it's going to always let traffic through every 10 minutes. Not always 10, sometimes it's 30 minutes, sometimes, but on an average it's 10 minutes. We don't ever know how long it's going to be. But that road's not going to break, ever. And we need to know, we don't need to know who's inside, we just need to know how many cars are going through it. We don't need
Yeah.
to know passengers. We just want to count the cars. So you count those cars, and that's why you stop. You only do it every 10 minutes, and so it would, it wouldn't take, but maybe one computer to do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's assume that this is a small town, so it's not a problem. But what happens if that town starts to grow? Now that town is not just 100 people anymore, but there's millions of people. What's going to happen on that strong road?
If it breaks.
Well, it won't break. It's strong. But remember, everybody's backed up on it every 10 minutes, and they're getting counted. The cars are getting counted whenever they go through.
It will gonna be stuck. It's gonna be traffic.
Yeah, nobody can get through.
The only solution is that they make more roads in the top.
Right.
But the base can never broke because if the base, then
everything built on top is going to fall.
The important thing is the
base.
Base. Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Good. So what would happen if instead of having this road narrow, we made it great big and just let all the traffic go down that big road? Do you think that you could even stop it every 10 minutes? But let's say we didn't even stop at 10 minutes. We just let all the traffic. Do you think a computer could count all those cars? Your little laptop. Do you think it could count all those cars? No, it couldn't. So in order for you to count the cars going through that base layer, it has to be strong and it has to be narrow, so anybody can check and see, hey, this is strong. This is okay. Okay. So that's what a lot of people want to do. They want to change Bitcoin. So they want to make it faster on Bitcoin, which it doesn't need to be faster. We don't want it faster and better on Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin base layer is strong, it's slow, and it's the never break road. Now there's some things that are built on top of Bitcoin that are very close to Bitcoin. Okay. And those are things like you've used. You've never used Bitcoin.
Mm-mm.
You've used Lightning, just fast. Okay, but Bitcoin can be slow. I mean,
and what I know is more difficult to understand.
And you have to pay to use it. Yeah. So if the fees are high, I don't want to use it now, it's too expensive. Or if the fees are low, well, even if the fees are low, you still have to wait for it.
Yeah.
Lightning, you didn't have to wait for it, did you?
Yeah, no, it was like used faster.
Well, you don't even need to have Lightning. You can actually build a fast highway on top of the strong highway that's not even connected to it. Okay, but it's redeemable. So, and all they're doing is they just connect to they redeem what the fast payment.
Yeah.
And you can do a fast payment within your own business, because that's what a credit economy is, and that's how basically this is how, as individuals, we can actually become our own banks, and this is how we decentralize money. And it's really a problem because Bitcoiners don't understand this, and they're really trying to recreate a central banking system and not allowing Bitcoin to be what it's meant to be, and that's a sound base layer. And the billing of credit layers should be completely apart from the base layer. The only thing that you need is the promise to redeem. And that makes it easier, but it also makes it very trustworthy, because if redemption stops, that guy must not have the Bitcoin, or he must not have the wealth to get the Bitcoin that's needed there. So, and that's what we're really lacking in Bitcoin. We're not building it in a sound money way. We're building it because of all the malfunctions we have in our economy, and we think that we're building it in a strong way, when we're not. We're building it on capital markets and other things. So if we make the base layer bigger and faster, what happens to the computers that are running? In other words, if you have a computer and you're counting all those cars, now it's like this.
Mhm.
Is your computer going to be able to count all those cars? Huh?
No.
It's going to be, in other words, you've had your, what do I call those things? Notebooks.
Uh-huh.
Notebooks don't do everything a laptop does, right?
Yeah, right.
Big different things. This laptop that we're on now, it doesn't do anything that you've seen some of my bigger computers,
Yeah.
and we're just operating off a little laptop, but we have fancy stuff for, and it would break much easier.
We have told
And I still,
what happened with that, so we're not gonna talk it right now.
no, we're not talking about all that.
But sometime we're gonna have a big studio in the back. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Probably even better than the what we had and the other.
we might, but that's not up to us. We'll see. Right now, we just need to get through what we're going through, and that's what we're going to do. So, all right, I think we're pretty well done. So if we make it super fast and we make it easier to control, but we make it super fast, not on the strong road, but up here where we can do it super fast. Because we try and do it super fast then we can't count to make sure what we're relying on is sound. People can change it. Once you create that big road, it's easier to change. You can't count. And it's just is the hands of a few people to, control the traffic on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we want that narrow, strong road so we can see everything that's going on there, because we don't need we want to save in real Bitcoin, and that's fine, but we don't need it. It's just not built for easy transactions. And so we build on top of it, and we built some things, but they're still limited to that road. We have never built anything completely apart from that road where you're buying a ticket to ride on that road.
Yeah.
That's what kind of redemption is. Okay. So, all right. Okay, at the plaza, do people really want to wait 10 minutes to buy a cup of coffee?
No. Well, not me. I don't know if another one, but I did it.
No, nobody does. Right. If you use Bitcoin, you could wait 10 minutes, you could wait 30 minutes, and what Lightning has done is still based on Bitcoin, but you've seen how you can buy coffee almost like Visa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that's what makes it convenient. But it's still based on Bitcoin, and so we already know that it cannot expand as big as Visa is now. That to expand that way, it has to be completely apart from Bitcoin. And this is what a lot of people in Bitcoin have a problem with. They don't really understand that sound money is built on a sound fiduciary credit level. And but we'll get into redeemability later, okay? But you're starting to see what redeemability is about. So you have the base layer, and that's for settlements, and then you have other layers like Lightning is for payments. It's not really Bitcoin, but it's very close to Bitcoin. But you can actually do the same thing without Lightning and be completely separate from Bitcoin. But the settlement needs to be done. Settlement can actually, most people would probably still settle their business accounts in Lightning or something similar to it. But you have to make a distinction between what they are. And we need to begin to gear this monetary revolution to credit layers that are completely apart from Bitcoin. It's kind of like, well, one good thing about COVID is you learned how to use Zoom, didn't you? So, hey,
I knew it before, but not so much like now. I know.
so we can do Zoom calls now.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't do them, but
Just call me an engineer
okay. And we'll probably be doing Zoom calls because I think,
with Jeannie.
right. So people are seeing what we're doing, and okay. But what I'm just trying to say is that it's a process. Bitcoin is a learning process, and so what happens is if we want to make Bitcoin easier, then we have to use easier systems. Like for example, my do you use a calculator a lot?
When I'm working, yeah.
Okay, that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really don't know so much in mathematics, so that's why I
We're
didn't
working on
want to
that.
be like
Right, but
waiting
and
there.
that's one of the problems we have now is that because of calculators, kids aren't relying on learning the basic math. So it's very important that you learn at least basic mathematics very well, because computers break, and if you don't have electricity, then you're not going to have a lot of things aren't going to work. That's one good thing about Mexico. If things don't work, they still know how to make things work, don't they?
Well, no, I'm not so much like that. Sometimes I don't know how to make it work.
Much more than most people. So, all right. So, what do you think happens if people build too many layers and forget about the strong one?
What? What do you think?
If everybody builds all these layers up here, but they forget about this one that they're resting on, what do you think will happen? Okay, I promised to pay you Bitcoin, but I don't really have any Bitcoin and I don't pay attention to Bitcoin. You're just making a promise to pay Bitcoin without delivering.
Oh.
It's like if somebody owes you Bitcoin. Now, what happens if a whole lot of people owe you Bitcoin?
I will get angry.
What?
I will get angry.
Well, you get envy.
Angry.
Why? Well, no, you didn't have an ask for payment.
Oh, okay.
It's okay because they're good for it. They owe me. But what happens if you ask one you have a lot of Bitcoin with, he owes you quite a bit? Hey, can I get? Let's say you have 3,000 pesos with him, and say, oh, can I get 2,000 pesos? You just pay me in Bitcoin. He says, oh, I can't give you Bitcoin. I can't, or maybe I can't give you anything. I can give you 3,000 or 2,000 pesos. That's the same as Bitcoin because you can take the 2,000 pesos and buy it somewhere else. But if you can't redeem that, in the way that you want it, in a redeemable form, now you have a problem. I shouldn't have given that guy, trusted that guy, right? So that's what keeps it on.
Because it promised, but didn't make his promise real.
Right. So the redeemability just exposes, it keeps the game honest, and it limits it keeps everybody solid. And it is really, the redeemability is the governance. And that's what people have a hard time understanding. Okay, so I think we're done. I think you learned a little bit about math, the coding, and the ideology. You thought about how systems work, trade-offs, that trust versus speed, and why choices why design choices matter. In other words, how the way we do things, how we set things up, it's important. And so that's it. We just what?
The money.
Oh, okay, we're spending my okay, guys. If you like what we're doing, uh, check out our articles. I guess you could put that on the YouTube page. You can put that
The QR that you always
yeah.
post on your I can post it on Twitter.
I think I have it on Twitter.
Oh.
But you put it on the notes of YouTube. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway,
So intelligent, we know. But I will try.
morning. Well, okay, we're starting a whole new business, and it's Esther and Conrad. Okay, the ugly old goat, now totally depraved boomer, and also op returned moron. So this is we're starting a new. Well, this is just a business between you and me right now, isn't it? So
Me and
I'm going to
Papi.
show them. I've done it before. I'm going to do it again. And this is be very exciting time. So, guys, if you like what we're doing or what we're trying to do, I'm not sure how well this went. I'm not a very good teacher, but I'm kind of learning how to teach Bitcoin. And that's, but mainly I'm just having a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun, and really the last 3 months have been some of the best, but particularly intellectually. I've really been challenged by the current node crisis debate, and I did a deep dive I didn't even know I was capable of doing. And I have also been woken up to see what a useful tool this AI is now, because you can do a month's worth of research in 10 minutes, which just means wow. And it's a matter of logic and being able to ask the right questions. And so it's like, it's an incredible gift. And also, I just want to say, too, I feel so blessed because I've been able to see right now what we're seeing is Bitcoin is competing with gold, and both are very sound money. I don't think it's clear at all that Bitcoin's going to win. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if gold wins at least the initial round, maybe for a decade. I don't think that if Bitcoin crashes now, it will destroy Bitcoin. I think all it will do is it will give it to a new generation that won't make the mistakes that this first generation has done. And I think it's become very apparent by all the stuff hanging on Bitcoin right now. We shall see. And maybe all this hype is going to go to $1 million and stuff, but it's not going to surprise me if we don't get above that 120,000 figure for years, because everybody else thinks this thing's getting ready to explode. And to me, it looks like gold and silver getting ready to explode, and the world's going to say, "The heck with this Bitcoin." Now, I might be wrong, and I know Look, I understand all the arguments. I'm issuing a contrary opinion right now. And it's just, there's some very dangerous things. It's not just the core NOS dispute is going on. But it's also what's happening in Bitcoin. It's what's happening in the world. And we've got this hundreds of years of inflation that we're going to have to unwind. And, this generation thinks it's right, and particularly in Bitcoin. And you know what? Good wake-up call would be a healthy thing. I'm hoping it doesn't come, but I've been around long enough that things can get upside down in Bitcoin rather quickly. And I think the one thing nobody is saying could possibly happen is that we've just made a major top in Bitcoin, and we're getting ready to go into a long, grinding bear market. And I hope what I'm trying to get through is that we haven't built Bitcoin to be money yet. We built it into some kind of a monster that is a perpetual wealth machine, and that's not money, and it won't work as money. And I think that the average person sees that already. And I think the biggest fools may be a lot of us in Bitcoin, because we have not seen it. We have not addressed the things correctly. We're, the treasury companies are not helping. They're just not. The ETFs, you're building around because we have, and I understand these things are built on one another. The reason we have the ETFs is because we have that income tax. No man's labor should be taxed. No man. That's where we're completely backwards. And if we didn't tax men's labor, then we wouldn't have these IRAs to defer taxes, for retirement and all these retirement accounts, which is really unfair to, the average working man who, doesn't have it, right? For the poor. And we want to lift people up, then we have to have a level playing field, which we don't. But I think I would love to see a movement, no labor should be taxed, like the communist movement was, but just make, internationally, everybody know any country that has a tax on labor, that's slavery. And just have an international movement that way. That was one thing that the communists did very well. And there's no reason the same should not work for those of us who love freedom. So we'll see what happens. But again, we're deeply enmeshed in a lot of things that are very hard to unwind. And maybe Bitcoin's going to recover and do just fine. I'm not seeing it that way at all. So, not that I believe in it, believe me, for the long run, yes. But, I'm not going to be surprised, if we have a sharp sell-off. I'm not going to be surprised if we just don't do anything for quite a while. Michael Saylor is playing a dangerous game and is playing it with an open hand. And I think that it will be tested. And we shall see. All right, I'm done. And I asked for money, right? You would tell me to do that? Okay.
But in case no one hear it, and if you are here until we finish, thank you so much for listening and everything. And I will try to put the QR to where you can send money if you want. I will try to investigate how to put it on YouTube, or you guys can help us.
Yeah, and maybe I'll do it. I am having health problems, so I just not what I used to be, but my mind is great. So as long as I have this wonderful daughter, so we're doing great. So we're both very happy now, aren't we? And we're not worried about a thing. So, and we're going to go to church tomorrow, right?
Yeah, and we are gonna see if we make a video tomorrow. I don't have any problem. It's my birthday, but I don't care. If
Well, we'll see how I do it. But we're going to go to church. I don't know if we're going to go to church and do a video. That might be too much for this old.
Too much for you.
Old pappy. All right.
But okay.
All right. Well, that's it. We need to do some lessons tonight, and we're doing. Hey, this is good. Who knows? You might be a Bitcoin superstar someday. I know you. I think dealing with a teenager is a challenge. So she's going to be a challenge the next 4 years. But I'm a challenge too, right? So I'm a challenge to you, and you're a challenge to me. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, we are on hand.
But we very much depend on one another, don't we? Yeah. Okay. We love you guys too. I really appreciate all you. I know some old followers on the Telegram group. And Tina, I really appreciate you, and would love to hear what's going on in Venezuela. I have very mixed feelings about that, and I really have not voiced much because I, it's a. I just know what it's like here in Mexico, and Mexico it's a different culture, it's different people, and they pull something like that down in Mexico, it's not going to fly well, and you know what, it's not going to end well. So we just, uh, I guess you walk softly and carry a big stick. I hope that's what Trump is doing, but it's very. Everybody's walking on eggshells right now. I know that the Sheinbaum here, the president of Mexico, I respect her because she did say, well, we want to deal with the cartels, but we want to deal with it with due process. Well, if that's true, then that's a big thing for Mexico. Now, I've been through due process in the United States, and there is no due process. And I don't need to go into that, but I saw how it works, and the lying and the cover-ups just incredible, and so I want to write about advanced equity trading, and that is what we're going to be doing next, and it is Trump. Oh boy, it's going to be something that no one's going to believe, because advanced equity trading is the one thing I didn't guard against. And I'm experiencing it now. So, but we are going to get through it, and that will be a whole wonderful book in itself. And so, yeah, do pray for my health. I would like to recover and write it, but if I don't, I'm ready to go.
Don't worry, I will take care of him. He's not gonna die, so
well, if I do,
he cannot die.
I got the Bitcoin Reformation series done. Okay, that's done. Everything's there, and you can use it, and it defends itself pretty well. Now there's some weak spots in it, and probably lots of errors, but I hope I'm here to debate it, because if you want to, I'm not very good debating in person, but but I can. What I've written in that Bitcoin Reformation series is very defendable. And this Genesis Act and this Mount Pelion moment are very defendable, and I think I've covered everything. I'm sure I missed something, and so that's why it should be picked apart. And hit me with your best shot. That's the way. Yeah, I said in prison. I think that's something to say. I said, this thing. I said, but we're both going down, and we're both going to the hole. I said, I'll get in one or two, and we're both going to the hole. So that usually solved it. It always did.
Papi don't see the comments. Well, he saw them.
Oh, yeah, I'm not.
I'm gonna try to reply to you guys the most I can.
And I did reply to Skinny and Tone Days.
But if I don't say you don't notice.
They're not. So she's doing most of the answering.
Yeah, and sometimes I'm gonna say you on his daughter, but I'm gonna answer things I know, information I know, that because so much they told me, oh, what happened to the background, and I answer, we don't have it for now, but let's see if on the future we have it, or one even better.
It's an interesting story, but it's not proper to tell right now because we're in the middle of it.
But sometimes we're gonna
it's not your kids, it's not your Bitcoin. I'll just put it that way, okay? And I gave, never mind.
So yeah, I will try to reply all I can. Right now we have another computer fixing, and we have it fixed. I'm gonna have it, and I will try to reply all of you guys. Try to answer, and thank you so much for the good comments, because I saw good comments and make me happy. And I like, because it was a comment that told me, "Oh, nice to see you back," something like that. Take care, guys. And then I answered him, and he said, "Thank you for seeing the videos." And then he said, "Oh, you're so pretty. Ha ha ha. Take care." And that kind of comments make me happy, because I see that Papi is very lovely.
She's gonna be a big superstar someday, and oh God,
Okay, we have this video,
and hot
and let's.
too. So I got this. I'm particular. So
Okay.
I got 4 terrible years ahead of me till she's 18,
No.
and then hopefully she'll still stay. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, but I'm not 14 until tomorrow.
right. You're right. So, and we'll still be friends at 18. I hope.
If you're still alive.
If I'm not, that's okay. I'm ready to go. So,
Okay. So,
all right.
bye bye.